This is Dealer of Ideas. So I'm in the same place that I was when I recorded the last video log. And what I did was I started watching the video log that I had just recorded. And when I was watching that video log, I was listening to myself and I was thinking about many things in my brain while listening to what my past brain had recently said. Right? Like, yeah, think about it that way, right? Like it was my future, it was a future brain looking at the product of an earlier version of itself. Yeah, looking at a product of an earlier version of itself. And so actually, like, I had some really cool thoughts as a process of doing that. And I'm going to share the entirety of it. So I was listening to myself in the video talking about how I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. And I was thinking, that's fairly strange how a guy would be so, like, direct about how that's his goal, you know, just be so upfront and clear about it. And right now it's Friday night, and I'm thinking about going out to some bars and or some clubs. And like listen to this. When you go out to a bar, you might ask people you're with, oh, what do you do? Or you may even be more sort of gracious than normal and say, like, what do you do in life, right? Because in American culture, what do you do usually means, like, what do you do for money? Because we have this, like, stupid idea that, like, that's super related to self-actualization. Like, that's related to who a person is, or what their desires are, or what they truly love, right? Because, like, what your desires are and what you truly love, like, that's like really related to self-actualization, right? So we don't, what we do for money isn't always necessarily anything related to our self-actualization, right? So you know, like, I am making money right now by driving for Uber, but, like, my goal is to achieve self-actualization, and what I'm doing in a broader sense is I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. So I was thinking about, like, well, why don't I just go out to the bars and tell people, like, hey, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. Okay. And oh man, I am getting thirsty, and I don't know how to pause the video, so I'm gonna get some water, and maybe I might just cut the part about me getting water out. Cut out the part about me getting water. Cut out. Do 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 do. Okay, so I feel like the fact that I didn't have my water bottle with me, and then I had to go and get my cups and water from behind me, was like a way of the universe telling me, like, you need to learn how to edit video. Um, and anytime when I say like the universe, like you could easily substitute like the term God, and like it would have like the same. And so right. So where was I? So I was talking about just going out and telling people I'm trying to achieve self-actualization, right? And how do I link this? Also, I have been thinking about that I should be like if I'm oh yeah, right, this is the connection. So I was like, oh wow, like it could be like part of my marketing to like for my blog to just like go out to bars and just tell people, hey, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. Oh, and here's a blog about my journey. Please go to my blog. Oh, right, and then here's the other connection. Okay, cool. One sec. This is cool. So, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to have about 12-15 minutes of private one-on-one chat time with a venture capitalist today. And this was as a result of me being an Uber driver in San Francisco. By the way, right now I'm wearing a tank top, but for the whole day I was wearing a suit. No, not a suit. I was wearing really nice clothes. I was wearing well-fitting black pants, like black like dress shoes, a well-fitting like dark blue like sort of like silky looking dress shirt, and then I had like a nice black like a nice black sweater just with a collar. Um like I also had sunglasses on, and I also got my car washed today. Car is super clean. It looks really good. Um and I'm mentioning those things because I think those things are relevant to, you know, the situation of me giving a ride to a venture capitalist, right? He didn't specifically request me. It's Uber. I just happened to get his request. Um, and so how did the story? Yeah, right. The story started. The conversation started because he saw the pictures that I had put up in my car. I showed you guys those pictures earlier. I have pictures of all my travels up here. I got 11 pictures from Japan, and then I got one picture from like some of my other major travels, like Mexico, Israel, China, Jamaica, Comic Con. I got a picture. I got a picture of me playing in a jazz band. I got all that shit up, right? And so he asked me like about traveling, and so yeah, we started talking about that, and then he said, he said he really liked my campaign, and by campaign I mean the combination of the pictures and the boards. The boards, I say like what I'm working on, what I've done, what I plan to do, and then here are the amenities I'm offering you, and I really appreciate tips. Essentially. And so I also told him about how I had a interview with a Japanese venture capital firm, and so like he asked if I spoke Japanese, and I was like, yeah. And I told him about I told him about how I'm trying to become a digital nomad through like online business, and he was like, what kind of online business? And I was like, any kind of online business, like drop shipping, for example. And so we started talking about that, and he was like, oh yeah, right, like I know some guys who like make a lot of money, like they travel and they find like new products, and they just like make a video about it and they post it on Facebook, and then they can just get like $1 commission. Like what they do is like they find a local merchant making something, they tell people about it, and they help like connect the people with the merchant, and they just take a commission, like maybe just $1 commission per transaction or something, right? And I told them about how I like have I myself have ideas for inventions. And I told them an example of one, which I'm not going to mention on this video because I very might well develop it. And yeah. And I also told him about how I've been looking into patent law because that's really important. And I also gave him a business card, and my business card has my picture on it. It has my major and my interest and the languages that I speak, and my LinkedIn and my blog on it too. So I told him about my blog. I told him he can go to my blog. And he took my business card, and so he said that, yeah, he thinks I would be, he says he can tell that I'm a good storyteller, so he thinks that it could be a cool thing for me to do. And also he used the word cool hunter. Like, that's cool. I can be a cool hunter. And I told him about how, like, yeah, I already had the idea for a website that would allow people to post like cool tips and tricks and strategies that they've learned from other places. And I was like, so I already basically had the exact same idea that you're talking about. I told this venture capitalist, but like what you're talking about is just like a better way to like monetize it. And so I learned a lot from him, and I really liked his way of thinking and his ideas, and I really liked also some phrases that he used. And that's really unusual because those are areas that are my strengths and that other people appreciate from me. And so I don't often find people that I appreciate those qualities in them. And like the fact that he's a venture capitalist, like I mean, I already explained to him, like literally I explained it to him, that I realized after I moved to Silicon Valley that venture capitalists like think in a way and have the type of mindset that's like really naturally what I do. And so like, and then the fact that like the venture capitalist totally like responded really positively to my marketing campaign, and like complimented me on some of my traits, and then that I really like appreciated his way of adding value, like much more so than most people. Like we had really good interaction, and so it really just is meaningful to me because like, if you meet somebody like that, then you got to think like, what are they doing in life, and so that can help you like figure out like maybe good paths for you. He started out in a strategy consulting before he went to venture capital. So I'm not saying I'm going to become a venture capitalist, but I just, it's really valuable to figure out what types of things people that you relate to and respect are doing, right? And so that brings me back to this whole like initiation to me talking, the reason for me talking about having met with venture capitalists, because then I was thinking like, okay, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization, and I'm gonna go out to bars and tell people that. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, like if I'm gonna utilize like my normal like social meeting places for like, me to help me achieve self-actualization, it's like, why don't I do that with Uber as well? And it's already sort of what I'm doing, but just not as directly. So what I'm thinking about doing is educating and inspiring people and getting them to help me all at the same time. And it is sort of based on an idea that is incredibly beautiful, I think. And that idea is the idea that like the very the original source of my ability to achieve my dreams is just simply telling other people yeah. No, that's not exactly the best way that I phrased it a different way initially. um huh I'll have to think about it. But like the original source um of the original source of my ability to like be great was simply like, yeah, telling people that like I want to be great. And then thus like, or oh no, shit, this is what it is. The original source of me being able to achieve my dreams is just deciding that I want to achieve my dreams, right? And then you decide, and then you just go and tell other people, and like the few people that you tell originally will like give you enough funds to allow you to like do your next step, right? And so um I think also that by going out to bars and just telling people, hey, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization, oh, and then here's how, and then this explains like why I'm doing the other things I'm going to do, I think that could be really inspiring. And it could be inspiring to other people. So not only is it helping, oh, right, and then it's going to be part of my whole platform. It's going to be that's going to be an integral part of my ways of making money, which are my blogs. This is going to be an integral part of my blogs because I'll go out to the bars and during the car and Uber, and I'll be everybody, hey, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. That's what I'm really trying to do. Oh, and by the way, I also have a blog where you can go and see my writings, my ideas, my art, and my quotes, and my like inspirational stuff and my advice. Oh, and then also I have an online business in which I'm promoting the goods from like interesting goods from around the world that will help merchants and will help you. And if you buy it, I just get $1 of commission. And the thing that I'm going to use all of this money for is to give me enough passive income to live in a really cheap place, because I realize that it's not money that's the important stuff. It's like having time to do the stuff that matters to you, and like great social relationships. And like then like I plan to achieve self-actualization, and then like tell people this, and it's so beautiful because it's adding tons of value to them, and it's also adding tons of value to me. They can go to my blog, my Dealer of Ideas blog, and by them going there, I'll get more viewers, and then I can make more money through affiliate marketing or many, many different ways. And then they'll go to my other blog, and some of them will buy some of the products that I have posted there, and that will be fantastic for the merchants and for them, and also I'll get money from it. And so it'll add so much value for them. Also, it'll add so much value for me, because yes, it is going to be making me money. And also it'll add value in other ways to them, like hopefully by inspiring them, because wow, this guy is basically just like being so direct and just like enthusiastically telling other people, hey, I'm trying to achieve self-actualization. And then he has all of these like cool ideas and he's making them happen. And his ideas are also helping the world at the same time. And like, I'm like super inspired and like, I'm gonna like do some more things to help achieve self-actualization. And like I said, I'm gonna have a flyer up that's gonna have Maslow's hierarchy on it. And if they don't understand how it works or what self-actualization means, I'll be more than happy to explain it to them and give them my ideas about what are good ways to go about achieving it. And then, they'll tip me and they'll go to my blogs and they'll tell other people about it. And it'll be great for them and it'll be great for me. And I'm gonna do this. And so it goes back to like the idea of like the original source of my ability to achieve my dreams is just simply my decision to do it, right? Like, or my decision to share it with my decision to share it with yeah, my decision to share it, because like you share it and yeah, I don't know. um anyway, I don't know. Maybe it was the original source of my ability to achieve my dreams is that I shared them.